So you clicked on this video because you want to learn how Ranger is played, or you would like to improve on your Ranger gameplay. Well, you came to the right place. Here's an in-depth video on how I personally play Ranger. Ranger is a mid to long range offensive support class that enhances the damage done by your team. The class uses two weapons, rifle and launcher. Rifle excels at mobbing and mobility, while launcher has a drawback of being very stationary but very powerful. Ranger has the ability to lead an MPA to a quick and swift victory by increasing the damage done to enemies. First, before you do any attacking at all, you should know Rifle has a passive effect, where at a certain distance, you receive a damage bonus. After using the rifle for some time, you will eventually learn about how far you should be away from your target to receive this effect. Additionally, standard normal targeting will show as a white reticle. Once you are far enough from the target location, the reticle will turn orange, and your on-hit effects will show a purple hit marker indicating critical range is active. Enough of that, let's move on. Now let's get onto their attacks. The standard normal attack fires 7 weak bullets per second, each bullet restoring 2 PP on hit. Next, there's a step attack where immediately after dodging, you press normal attack to do a medium damage attack, also recovering 10 PP on hit. If your dodge happens to evade an attack, a sound cue will notify you that you have evaded the attack perfectly, and your step attack will now do bonus damage. The last normal attack I would like to inform you of is the Photon Dash attack. After holding down your dodge key, you will start Photon Dashing. A stream will come from your feet, indicating your character is now Photon Dashing. While Photon Dashing, pressing the normal attack will release a strong piercing bullet, recovering 20 PP per enemy hit. Let's get into Rifle's weapon action now. Pressing the weapon action jumps the character towards the held directional and fires 4 bullets, recovering 2 PP per hit. If no directional input is held, the player jumps backward by default. There's a skill tree that adds additional effects to the weapon action, but we'll get into that later. Now let's get into Photon Arts, also known as PAs. Blaze Shot. The initial use of this PA consumes 20 PP, then the user spins forward while putting themselves into a hovering state, rapid firing 9 bullets consuming 10 PP per second while holding down the Photon Arc. The damage on each bullet is high for its high attack speed, but due to its inaccuracy, it is not always recommended to use this in critical range. This skill is mainly used as a repositioning tool for this reason. After releasing Blaze Shot, the final shot does approximately 1.5 times as much damage as the rapid firing damage. Raising Shot. There's 2 versions of Raising Shot, a charged version and an uncharged version. Starting with the uncharged version, pressing Raising Shot will fire 2 powerful high-speed accurate shots at your target. Then there's a charged version. Holding down Raising Shot charges the PA, upon releasing, fires a powerful piercing shot and is able to hit the same target multiple times. Each consecutive hit on the same target will lower the damage by 50%. In an example, the initial hit does 100 damage, the second hit will do 50 damage, and the third hit will do 25 damage. The indicator of the attack being charged is a purple flash and then becoming a purple aura. Homing Dart. Homing Dart is a mobbing tool in Rifle's kit. There's also 2 versions of Homing Dart, a charged and an uncharged version. Pressing Homing Dart locks onto a target, firing a projectile, tracking the target and doing a decent amount of damage. Although, using an uncharged Homing Dart is not very practical. Holding down Homing Dart will lock onto multiple enemies in view of the character. Then releasing the PA will fire out projectiles, tracking each locked on target. This tool is great for mobbing and does a decent amount of damage to each target. Now, let's get onto Launcher. Launcher's normal attack fires a rocket doing a moderate amount of damage, restoring 7 PP per hit. Launcher's step attack fires a quick beam that does a moderate amount of damage, restoring 7 PP. Additionally, perfect evading an attack will also empower the step attack into a step counter, similar to Rifle. And lastly, Launcher's Photon Dash attack fires a large piercing round, restoring 20 PP per target hit, also similar to Rifle. The first PA we're going to talk about from the launcher is Fallen Impact. Fallen Impact launches a rocket into the air, raining 8 consecutive rockets to the target location, animation locking you for 1.5 seconds. Fear Eraser. Fear Eraser consumes 35 PP and locks you into animation, granting you super armor. Then shoots out a beam at the target, consuming 10 PP per second, doing 3 powerful damage ticks per second. Holding down this PA will lengthen the duration of the laser beam, and after 5 seconds, a purple aura will indicate a fully charged Fear Eraser. Releasing Fear Eraser will incorporate a finishing attack, doing approximately 1.5 to 2 times more damage than a damage tick. The final PA that will be explained will be Multi-Launch. Multi-Launch fires 9 photon rounds with amazing tracking, giving slight mobility, and shoots out one final round, animation locking for 1.5 seconds, doing about 4 times damage as one of the rounds. Let's now discuss the Ranger skill tree. Blight Rounds. Shoots out a bullet from your assault rifle marking the first part hit. The marked part then receives 20% more damage for the next 15 seconds. The cooldown does not start until the last bullet is fired. With 1 point into this skill, the cooldown is 30 seconds. Each point inputted into this skill lowers the cooldown by 5 seconds, capped down to 10 seconds. The location of the marked part is a red circle. Blight Rounds Reinforced. After 100 attacks on the Blight Round marked part, the circle then changes from red to purple, indicating Blight Rounds Reinforced is active. Blight Rounds Reinforced increases damage done to the marked location from 20% to 25% and extends the duration of the effect by 15 seconds for a total of 30 seconds. Spread Shot. After filling up its gauge with the rifle, you can then activate this skill from the sub palette, firing a shotgun-like shell into a cone shape. It is recommended to use this at a close range due to its large spread. Spread Shot Quick Getaway. Adds iframes during the full animation of Spread Shot, additionally flipping your character backwards to gain distance between you and your target. Rifle Grenadier. As previously mentioned, holding down weapon action has an additional effect. Holding down weapon action with a directional launches a grenade at your target, but do be careful, using this against moving targets can miss. Holding down weapon action without a directional sets a trap or mine at your current location. This skill recovers 30 PP per target hit and an explosion radius. The trap damage potency is 500%, whereas the grenade potency is 400%. Although the trap may seem like it does more damage, it is not affected by weak spots, whereas grenades can. It is recommended to have this skill on cooldown to keep your PP up as much as possible. Slide Shot Advance. Add a bit of iframes in the animation of weapon action. Sticky Bomb Reload. When tossing your sticky bomb at a target, lowers the cooldown from 60 seconds to 30 seconds. Launcher Charged Grouping. Holding the forward directional will lower the spread of the charged attack. Slow Landing Attack Ranger. While normal attacking with a ranger weapon, slows down descending towards the floor. Slow Landing Charged Ranger. While holding down Photon Art, slows down descending towards floor. Bad Condition Ward. Lowers the chances of receiving a negative status ailment. Bad Condition Reduction. Lowers the duration of a negative status ailment on oneself. As someone who is just starting out with limited skill points, I recommend taking 1 point into Blight Rounds, then Rifle Grenadier for PP sustain and burst damage. Afterwards, take Spread Shot and Spread Shot Quick Getaway for even more bursts and some iframes. Then take Slow Landing Attack and Charge to keep yourself high up to avoid most attacks while keeping yourself at a safe distance. Next, take Slide Shot Advance to add iframes while using rifle weapon action. Then take Sticky Bomb Reload for more PP sustain, and Launcher Charge Grouping for better normal charged attack accuracy while using Launcher. Then take Blight Rounds Reinforced to enhance Blight Rounds. Finish maxing out Blight Rounds to lower the cooldown to 10 seconds. Then use the last 6 points into whatever you prefer between Bad Condition, Ward, and Reduction. Now let's get on to the subclasses. In my opinion, Force is the best subclass for Ranger. For in emergencies when you forget to use your bombs and grenades for PP recovery, Force has the ability to almost instantly recharge your PP for 30 seconds when not using any PAs. Gunner. If you often see yourself normal attacking, Gunner is a decent subclass whereas they have a skill in their tree, increasing the PP recovery of normal attacks. Hunter. Hunter's skill tree allows you to be a little more tankier with Flashguard and also provides Hunter's physique. Fighter. Fighter's tree has a skill where during a down phase, you can do up to 5% additional damage to the enemy depending on how many points you have invested into the tree. Additionally, Fighter's weapons are quite strong, so switching out for Fighter weapons while having Blight rounds out is quite a possibility but requires a bit of knowledge on how to use Fighter weapons. Now let's talk about endgame equipment choices. Please keep in mind this segment is updated to the date this video is posted, and will only be comparing by its level 3 weapon potentials. Starting with the Force's Rifle, the Force's Rifle does an additional 23% more damage, and includes a barrier where, when your HP is maxed, the next time you take damage will be reduced by 40%. This weapon can be paired with Raw to attempt to apply status inflictions. The VL2 launcher also does an additional 23% more damage, and has a secondary effect of increasing your attack and natural PP recovery by 10%. This weapon could be paired with Talus for better PP sustain with a Talus weapon action. The Straga launcher is the highest damage launcher at 27%, but has a drawback of receiving 10% additional damage taken. It currently does not pair well with any weapons as of yet. The Resurgent Rifle and Launcher has the lowest damage output, but gives the convenience whereas you can pair both your launcher and rifle together without switching in between weapons. This combination allows you to optimize your PP sustainability by having access to both your Sticky Bomb and Grenadier skills. Additionally, if you happen to perfect dodge and attack, you also receive a critical rate bonus for 30 seconds. Now the armors. Starting with the VL2 armor. The VL2 armor includes 30 HP and 1% damage resistance. As a ranged, you shouldn't be taking too much damage anyways. The Catalea armor has a decent balance between 20 HP and 2 PP. Not too bad, but not too great either. Quilda armor has 6 PP. More PP means easier to sustain PP. Quilda armor, Arga, and Belta includes 4 PP and 1% range damage. It's a good mix of PP and damage. Aegean armor gives you 10 PP and 2% damage, but has a drawback of minus 10 HP and minus 50% to all resistances. Here are some tips and tricks on playing Ranger. You can animation cancel Blight rounds and quickly shoot out each bullet for a burst of damage. Spamming jump during the Blight round animation skips the reload and straight into the next firing animation. Always look to hit multiple enemies with your grenades for more PP recovery. If you have a rifle launcher combo, use your weapon action back to back so you know when your rifle grenadier is back up without pressing the weapon action to check the timer. Multi-launch can hit around enemy hitboxes but not obstacles, so use this to your advantage to hit enemy weak points that are hard to reach. Here are some things to aim for to becoming a great ranger. Aim to have 95 to 100% uptime on Blight rounds. Always aim for the weak point. For rifle, always stay in critical range. Proper positioning is the key to keeping up DPS. Use all cooldowns to maintain PP to avoid normal attacking as much as possible. Last of all, and most importantly, use your Blight rounds to lead your MPA to work together on a certain target to achieve everyone's goal. Well, that's all the information I have on Ranger and how I personally play Ranger. If I missed anything or if you have any questions, please post in the comments down below. I'll try and get back to you whenever I can. Leave a like on the video if you liked the video, and subscribe to my channel if you would like to see more content like this.